Hi everyone, this is MH Gamer. I was planning on making this just have no commentary, but this is Amazon Plus and it doesn't feel that different from Amazon. So I'm gonna basically give my thoughts on the map so far. So I'm gonna treat Amazon and Amazon Plus as pretty much the same. And the idea is that, how do I say it? So basically, Amazon is interesting. First, there are no horses. That's why I went animal husbandry first, because I want to check if this actually gave you horses. No, there are iron, there are probably other resources, just not horses. And given the jungle, without horses, war is an absolute nightmare. So what happens is, if you happen to have, say, a civ that has a mounted unit that doesn't need horses, you're actually stronger. Unless you have those chariots. Like, I think Assyria has a horseman replacement that doesn't require horses, but with all the rough terrain, it's not going to be effective. But I'm sure there are some other ones that you don't need horses or something like that. I haven't played all the civs with third and fourth unique components, I'm not sure. So no horses means war is going to be very slow. Logistics is going to be a pain. Not only jungles but also marshes, all of that is not fun. And then this map is great for this Amazon Plus and Amazon. It's great for civs like Aztecs. Like, you see my last game with the Aztecs, I was just dominating because I could move so much quicker with Jaguars and upgrade them into Spearmen, and they just don't have counters because they're so hard to kill in jungle, and they're able to move so quickly. And if you go authority, if you go for like bronze working and then get Statue of Zeus, your capabilities is just incredible. And if you go with authority, the fact that you can hunt down most of the barbarian camps before anyone else means that you have a huge advantage. So with the last game, all I did was spam out, what do you call it? All I did was spam Jaguars early on. And yes, eventually I was losing gold from, you know, unit maintenance, but because of the unique ability of gaining gold when you get kills and gaining faith, I mean, I got religion long before any other civ was even remotely close. So, two civs that I know will very much benefit from these two maps are the Aztecs, who will snowball very early on, and the Iroquois, because who needs roads? I mean, your city will be connected. Like, you have to try very hard to settle a city that isn't connected by jungle. Like, maybe if you settle on hills, yeah, but otherwise, all of these you have connections, so you don't even have to worry about isolation, and the extra movement works the same. The only difference is for the Iroquois, they don't quite have the early snowballing potential. Like, not as early as the Aztecs. I mean, it's still pretty early, because if you go, let's say, Goddess of Renewal, and then you go for, what do you call it? And then you go for, I mean, the unique building, the Longhouse, I think, for the Iroquois. Then the jungles are gonna be incredible. So other than those two civs, I generally don't recommend playing Amazon. It's way too rough. Logistic wise, like, if you want early war, it's tough. And then there's gonna be a lot of barbarians, so I feel like authority is just greatly boosted. Because with all, like, even if you have, I mean, if you have an AI Aztecs and Iroquois, yes, they're gonna take a lot of camps, but they won't do it the way where I was doing it, where I have like groups of two jaguars, or one jaguar and one spearman, or two spearmen. All of those are upgraded from a jaguar, so they keep the promotion, so they move quickly through the jungle and they just rip the enemy to shreds. Now, the reason why I'm going here is because I also want to talk about Africa, but I would prefer to be able to see the whole map, but don't worry about that. Anyways, so Amazon, it's really fun if you play Aztecs or the Iroquois. For the other civs, it can work. I don't recommend it. But I mean, if you want a challenge, you have an Aztec and Iroquois AI in the game, and then you can have your, what do you call it? Just have your civ and then try to beat them. Because that's where they really strive. Will I ever play Amazon? Hell no. Even if I play Aztecs and Iroquois, I feel like it's an unfair advantage. So the reason why I'm going here is I want to see the resources for Africa. So yeah, Amazon, I don't recommend it. I mean, the resources, at least for... I can't believe the game actually crashed on me. Maybe I don't want information. I mean, what's the... Let's see. Industrial? No. It needs to be modern era. Yeah, modern era is when you unlock everything. When you find uranium, and I forgot to mute that. You probably heard it. I mean, it's just a game starting up. But yeah, I mean, Amazon, it's a really cool idea, but the way they set it up is not so much fun for... Like I said, I mean, tradition, you might be able to work. I mean, I feel one city challenge can also work to a certain extent. It really depends on your start. But if you get a decent starting location, I mean, your enemies are gonna take a long time to get to you. The fact that there are so many barbarians means that their expansion will be slowed down. Because I have seen barbarians chasing down escorted settlers, kill the escort, and then capture the settler. Like, for example, if you have a hand axe that can move through, that has like the barbarian equivalent of woodsman promotion, then it can just chase down your warrior, and then once your warrior is dead, I mean your settler is dead or captured. So it can definitely work, and this time hopefully I won't get crashes. I don't normally start late, so I don't know if it's even possible, but maybe information era is a bit too much. So let's see, let's go to modern. Whole map. Please don't crash on me, game. I mean, I don't know if it's the game, if it's my setup. Yeah, even the Celts. I mean, it's like it's very terrain dependent. And speaking of terrain dependent, there are two... Oh yeah, there's one other thing. There are no natural wonders for the Amazon map. So that is indeed very interesting. Okay, there is wonders for... Okay, there are wonders for Africa. I do remember that. And let's see. Did this change? I'm trying to remember where... Last time there was... Oh, it changes. Okay. So what I noticed is the shape of the map is the same, but the tiles do change. So that does add some diversity. I mean, the Amazon, it's mostly jungles and marshes. It's not going to vary that much. And then... Yeah, everything gets very randomized. Like here you get horses. I mean, I do want to settle one turn. Just build here. Just grab whatever. Eventually I'll have a game where what do you call it? Eventually I'll have a game where I will start at a later age. It should be interesting. Now the reason why I want to go to turn 2 is that, I mean, sometimes I want to go to turn 3 because not all the civs actually settle on the first turn. Adopt policies. I don't know how many policies I have. Why does it ask? You only get 3? What? Anyways. Let's go one more turn in case, because sometimes the AI do settle on they do skip the first turn. So, okay, I'm gonna look at the locations, because one thing I've noticed with the Africa map is that sometimes you do need a bit of luck. Like for example, Mecca has 4 horses, but the closest iron is near Florence, and since I normally play Ancient Era, I'm probably not gonna steal it. The core are gonna be here. What do I have? I have nothing. I have no strategic resources, at least I don't see any. Well, I mean, this iron is somewhat close. Thebes also have nothing directly in its range. Venice have 6 iron. Warsaw is very close to the horses. Spain has nothing. Ottomans have nothing. And Germany has 2 iron. So yeah, from what I've seen, this map, grabbing strategic resources become much more important. Like for example, wow, Venice is, I mean, it's Venice, but if you have any other civ, wait, actually, now that I look at it, here's iron. I guess they just spawn, wow, there's just only a single horse here. Yeah, grabbing strategic resources is much more important. There are natural wonders, so depending on your luck. Wow, look at all that mountain. Yikes. And you do have Madagascar. Overall, strategic resources is gonna be in high contention. Oh shoot, I didn't check where aluminum are and oil. Whoops. Alright, but anyways, this gives you a good idea. Like if you start at Ancient Era, grabbing iron and horses, all of those is very luck dependent. Like if I start at Spain, there are iron, but I don't see any horses nearby. So you might get one, but not the other. If you're lucky, you can get both. But you have to be pretty lucky. Like for example, I might grab this, but that's only 2 iron and 4 horses. And the horses, you have to beat Manila to it. And the thing is, you need tech to unlock it, so there's a lot of factors you have to take into account. But yeah, overall, this is a fun map. Sometimes you are pretty close. Even the starting locations do vary a bit. Do they vary? I think when I played it, Japan was where Florence was at, and a city state was where Thebes at. So that's where it rotates. So I'm guessing there might be some overlaps. I mean, city-states, I don't know how they spawn. I don't know how the algorithm works. But overall, Africa, natural wonders, pretty diverse, what do you call it? Biomes? Is that the right term? Terrain. Yeah, some very interesting situations. Competing for strategic resources is going to be key. Because let's say I'm playing as let's say I'm playing as Venice and I have iron. Okay, maybe Venice is a bad example. But let's say you don't have anything either, right? Okay, let's say I'm playing Spain and then I settle quickly and grab these 2 iron, and then I'll have swordsman. Belgrade will take this one, so I take the 2 closest one. There are no other sources of iron nearby. I have swordsmen, and I don't care if you have spearmen and archers. They're gonna have a hard time if I can spam swordsmen and you can't. So yeah, and researching the text to unlock, well, to reveal strategic resources is so much more important. And I don't know if you could fit more civs. Probably not. Doesn't seem like it, but the luxuries do seem spread out, which is a good thing. I mean, somewhat spread out. I mean, for Spain, I mean, if you plop a city somewhere here, you'll be able to get access to a lot of them. I mean, that's all random, so yeah. Overall, Africa is going to be a fun one, but if you're used to strategic balance like me, then it's probably not for you. Amazon, it's great if you want a challenge, if you're not playing the Aztecs or the Iroquois, but if you are playing the Aztecs or the Iroquois, then I will highly, I mean, at that point, then you'll have an easy game because the terrain just benefits you so much. And yeah, overall, I mean, no horses. Personally, I really like horses. Even if I don't build a lot of horsemen, I mean, knights define medieval era, and mounted archers like skirmishers, heavy skirmishers, they are wonderful, and not having them is an absolute pain. But anyways, I am going to end the video here. So the plan is to go through the next 3 maps and then discuss them. But like I said, I won't be going in detail. I won't be doing commentary for those. But the idea is that I will go through them, kind of give you some idea, and then I mean, how about let's do this? Let's do an atomic era. Hopefully it doesn't crashes. If it crashes, I'll just end the video. But let's do atomic era for Amazon Plus and see what happens. I mean, it says it's slightly different, but I don't know what's different about it. I haven't noticed any difference. And as you probably noticed, I mean, my laptop is very slow, so it doesn't make sense for me to highlight everything. But yeah, what is interesting about Amazon is it's a different one. I mean, it can be very painful if you don't have the ability. I mean, without horses, you don't have mounted units, so traversing through jungle territory is a nightmare. Now, if you reach the enemy and they have developed their city more or less, then that is workable. I mean, both of them have the same, so let's go with that. And let's hope this doesn't crash the game. Maybe information error just crashes it because it has too much to process. Regarding the Amazon maps, regarding the city selling locations. I mean, it's okay. It's not great, it's not awful, it's okay. Like that last game, Venice was kind of far from me, which means that I had a lot of space to work with. But let's see a completely revealed map. So yeah, as you can see, there are no oh, apparently you start with apparently you actually start with three scientists. Alright, let's see, turn to yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, having no horses is a pain. So I do see coal, I do see aluminum, I do see oil. Is there uranium? So maybe only what do you call it? Horses don't spawn. But I don't see uranium yet. Are there uranium? I mean, it's not made available. So no uranium. So you have all the strategic resources except uranium and horses. And from the looks of it, all civs have some iron relatively close to them. Wow. I mean, that's relatively. Actually, no. Sometimes if you get unlucky, you don't even get iron. Wow. But yeah, sometimes you get, cities fairly close. That's how I destroyed Persia with my Aztec game, because I was able to move much freely. But from the looks of it, I think you could have more. Wait, what? Copper? How many copper is there? Is that the case for all of them? I mean, there's spices, there's sugar, and what do we have here? Okay, we have truffles. We have some citrus. We have some spices over here. We have... I think this is broken. That's a lot of copper. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 coppers? You need 7 of those to get up. And then overall, I mean, sometimes if you're in the corner here, like if I know about them and I know the end of the map, you can really box them in. Like if me and Poland settled in this direction, we can box Ethiopia in. And then you have Delhi, who has quite a few room. Like for example, if I was playing one of these and conquered the other, I would have a ton of room to work with. So overall, I mean, Pantheon, there's the renewal one, which gives you culture and faith for every 2 forests or jungles, which is not that hard to do on this map. And then there's also, what do you call it? There's also God of War, because there are so many barbarians that can help you get so much culture. But overall, I wouldn't recommend Amazon. Africa, if you're not, I mean, Africa is like a standard game. I mean, sometimes you get unlucky, but it does emphasize you getting bronze working and animal husbandry. Here,